What is going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. First and foremost, if the lighting looks off, I do apologize. It's, early in the morning. I want to say it's like 8, maybe close to 9. I don't know. But I wanted to do another movie review for you guys, and I am finally getting to the Homeward Bound reviews, and we're going to start, of course, with Homeward Bound, which was released in 1993. And man, it's just thinking that this movie is over 30 years old just blows my mind. I want to say, like, a lot of the early 90s Disney films, I feel like we're just way ahead of their time. And there's so many great ones out there. So I did write down some notes so I didn't like forget anything. So yeah, it was released in 1993. It's the title is Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey. Now this is actually a remake of the film The Incredible Journey from 1963, and it's also based on the same book, but there are some minor changes, and those changes being some of the characters as well as the breeds of the animals. So just not, a whole lot of changes, just a couple minor ones. You have a great cast. You got Robert, let me see if I put it down so I don't forget. Where did I write it? So you have Robert Hayes is his name, who plays the father, Bob Seaver. You guys will recognize him in the two Airplane films. He's been in a variety of movies. There is one action movie that he's in with the actor who plays RoboCop, Peter. Is it Peter Wellers? I can't remember the title of that movie, but it's a really good film. But yeah, he's been in a variety of things, like I said. He's also the father in Christmas Every Day, which was a old Fox Family, ABC Family movie. So yeah, he's been in a variety of things. I don't know if he acts anymore. I don't. I think he may have retired. I know he's up there. I think he's got to be like in his 70s. I think. But I do believe he's retired. You have, and I'm sure I'm gonna butcher his last name. You have Don. I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Mitch, or something like that. I don't know. So the interesting thing is now this actor voices Shadow. I didn't realize that he was one of the Duke brothers in Trading Places, which is ironic because I just reviewed that film. So yeah, he voiced Shadow. Sadly, he passed away in 1993, not too long after the film was released, or maybe it came out before or after his passing, but it was the same year, which is, it's sad, but he was at least 80 something, like early to mid 80s. He was born in 1908, so yeah. And you also have Sally Field, who voices Sassy, and then you have Michael J. Fox, who's Chance. Now, this is from what the research I did, is this apparently is the first film where they don't use CGI or anything like that to have them, what they're saying, their mouths match. Kind of similar to, I guess, similar to like Cats versus Dogs. Now, this was just, it's almost like their conscience speaking. And basically you have this family who, the parents get married. I think they are I think it's their stepfather. Robert Hayes plays their stepfather, I believe. And the mother and him get married. They move, and the animals kind of end up getting lost, and they go through this really, no pun intended, incredible journey. And they all three end up going through like something traumatic. And Michael, and it's what I love about this film is that each dog, or not each dog, well, each animal, two dogs and a cat, have their own set of personalities. Chance is the young and exciting, and wants to do things that would get him in trouble. Shadow is the older dog, He's a golden retriever. He's, the more wise, excuse me, is what I would probably put, kind of like the grandpa in a way, type of character. And the Sassy's kind of the, you know, I'm trying to like relate these animals into like humans in some way. Sassy's more like the sophisticated, almost preppy in a way. But Sally Field, I will say, is fantastic in this movie. I know it's just her voice, but I feel like everybody in this, with the chemistry, especially between like Sally Field and Michael J. Fox, why don't a lot of these actors work together in films? There is definitely chemistry there, and I feel like when you have actors who have chemistry playing off of each other when they're doing a movie, you want to see more of it. It works, it's believable. And yeah, I thought the performance from all three of these actors were great. Even though you're just hearing their voice, you can hear the tone, you can hear, when you hear the tone in their voice, you can visualize, them doing the same thing. And I like that. And yeah, it's definitely a, excuse me, man, what is the term I'm looking for? It's definitely a emotional journey, I guess, when you're watching this, because you feel for these animals, you feel for the owners and the human characters, and your emotions, excuse me, I am like way unprepared. Your emotions will go up and they'll go down. You'll be excited, you'll be sad, and a lot of films need to do that. I think it gives you a better movie experience in that way. Now, the one thing I love about this movie is just the atmosphere and the set of nature that we get in this film, ranging from mountains to rivers. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. And wish more movies would come out with scenery like that. A lot of Western films are like that, of course, or like hiking films and things like that, but you don't see it as often as you should, and I feel like we need to. I mean, we need more Western films to give more of that beautiful scenery. I love nature. I think that's one of my favorite things. So, to have that, and just puts you in a better mood, because it's like, scenery like that, stress is gone, you can breathe, you feel like you're away from all the wild noise, and yeah, that's something I feel like we need more of. I'm trying to see if I've covered pretty much everything. I believe I have. So yeah, it's just a really enjoyable film. I remember watching this so many times growing up. I don't think I had the VHS tape. I think it was more of just if it was on, I'd watch it. And I will say, before I do my review for the sequel, I prefer this over the second film. I just wasn't really too fond of a second film. And to be honest with you guys, this movie doesn't need a sequel. It's, when you think of remakes, they can be a hit or a miss. And I think this is one of those remakes that actually is a hit. It works. You feel for the characters, you feel for the animals, and I think it just, all in all, it's just a very well done film. It's not one people talk about very often, which is unfortunate. But it kind of really opened the door out for a lot of like talking animal films. Of course, I think we had like the Dr. Dolittle, not the film, like the older films back in the day, the black and white films. So, during that time, wasn't really all well known, wasn't like big as it is today. Because, I mean, look at the films we have now, the Dr. Dolittle films with Eddie Murphy, the Dolittle film with Robert Downey Jr., Cats vs. Dogs, um, Zookeeper. I mean, just the list goes on and on of so many talking animal films. So I feel like Homeward Bound, in a way, kind of, rejuvenated and opened the box for those films, even though there was stuff before that, and of course, The Incredible Journey from 1963. So I do like the fact that it kind of, in a way, rejuvenated that type of genre and film, I guess is the best way to sum it up. And the performance from everybody is great. Like I stated before, just the chemistry between everybody is fantastic. And, seeing actors who you never seen work with, and, that have worked together, but then don't work together after that, is just unfortunate, because to me, when you watch a film, the chemistry is really important, because you want it to be believable. You want to be able to be, for it to be relatable to somebody in some way. And a lot of films can be a miss on that. And then, of course, there's a lot of films that are a hit. And there's so many actors who have worked together, but that's it. Guys like Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks in, Dragnet. I thought the chemistry between them was fantastic, but they haven't done a movie together since, at least from what I can remember. And it's the same thing with this. Michael J. Fox, Sally Field, Don Amici. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but the chemistry between those three I thought was fantastic as well. It was almost like the grandfather, the mom, and the son. So it was definitely believable and relatable. Shadow is probably one of my favorite characters in this film. Just, he's wise, he's older, and I feel like that's another reason why the casting was perfect, because if you look at it in a way, that's kind of, you have three different generations. Michael J. Fox being younger, Sally Field, kind of being that mother, and Don, I'm just gonna say Don being the older gentleman. Of course, like I said, he would pass the same year this movie would come out. So it's definitely believable, and I can't say that enough. But yeah, I wish I could say more about this movie. It's just, I feel like it's underrated. I feel like it's not one people talk about. When you think of Disney films, there are so many Disney films out there that you can, remember and talk about. And before I continue, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. So, to see a film like this at, the time of its release, and just having so many great performances, and the human characters themselves, I think, are great. They're believable, especially if you're someone who has siblings. I'm an older brother, so I have younger siblings, so you can relate to these the human characters and things like that. So yeah, I wish I could say more, guys. I just don't want to be like a broken record and repeat myself. But yeah, Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey is such an amazing film. I also feel like it's underrated, and it should be watched. I feel like more people should watch this film. And yeah, that's pretty much my review and my thoughts on the film. If you guys enjoyed this review and my thoughts on the film, then go ahead and give this video a like. It's much appreciated. You guys are more than welcome to comment and let me know what your thoughts are on this movie. And if you've seen the original, the 1963 version, let me know what your thoughts are. I have yet to watch that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, it only has some minor changes, so it's not like it's gonna be a complete different movie. So if I've seen the remake, then I already know what to expect. But you never know. And subscribe to the channel if you like movie reviews, unboxings, collection updates, things like that. Now I do want to mention before I go, I did a community post, and I wanted to know a few things. Number one, would you guys like to see me bring back wrestling content? You know, that was something I was doing. My passion for it wasn't all there. So I decided to just kind of get rid of the content for a while. So I just want to know if you guys would like me to bring it back. I'm more than welcome to, and and also I was thinking about reviewing the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I wanted to know if you guys would like to see those, and if I should do it in order or if I should change it up. And what I mean by that is like reviewing the first 3 Iron Man films first, and then moving on to reviewing the Thor films, or reviewing the Captain America films back to back, or just do it in order. So like, you know, the way the MCU goes. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much. I apologize if this video was a little all over the place. But with that being said, I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, guys, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one, and I will see you next time.